Hello, everyone. Welcome to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. You guys are listening to the Going Solo with Cece show. I am Cece Shatz. I'm the Doyenne of relationship building. Those of you that don't know me, I am a dating and a divorce coach and a life transition coach. So we are really pleased to have you here with us today. We're going to be talking about being positive. You know, it's very difficult sometimes, and especially in today's world, to be positive. So how do we make this happen? You know, I've often been told that I'm like an up person, and which it is, which is true. I try to really look on the positive side of things, because I figure why do the opposite, right? Why be down in the dumps all the time? How is that going to really help you? And so here on WGSN DB Going Solo Network, we have built the whole platform on being positive, helping people, generating that positive mindset. And so we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the 10 ways to shift your mindset to living a positive life. That's a whole lot of information, don't you think? And so we're going to cover that here today. And the very first one is to really have the support that you need. So often we go through life without, like what we say, our best friend, right? Someone that we can actually talk to and lean on, someone that we can share some of those problems that we're feeling. But they don't always have the answer, do they? And so sometimes we have to seek outside to be able to get the answers that we need. And so there are wonderful coaches out there that can help you with a life transition. There are therapists, there's maybe your clergy, again, a good friend that maybe has gone through some of the things that you're going through now. But the reality is, support groups, the reality is that you have to be able to have someone that you feel confident that you can talk to about your troubles, so that you can be able to release them and let them go. Sometimes we say, if we write them down, right? If we write down some of those situations we have, some of those problems that we have, we're releasing it within our minds, we're releasing it within our hearts, and then we're actually seeing it on paper. And we're seeing sometimes it's not as maybe bad as we might think it is. So sometimes if we write it down, and here's a trick for you, if you write it down and then tear it up and throw it in the trash, you're throwing away some of your problems. You're throwing away some of those negative thoughts, right? But now, how do we switch that? How do we switch those negative thoughts to a positive thought? So we're going to talk about that here today, because that's what is very important to us, to be able to do that shift in our lives. And one thing we can do is take ownership of our life. So often we feel that we're on a roller coaster ride, that we're going through life and it's very, very difficult for us and we can't get a handle on what's happening. So if we take ownership of it and we say, you know what, I have control of this. I can make this stop, move forward, maybe, go to another direction. And so we have to really start thinking about our lives as being something that we can actually control, and as we move forward in it. And so often we have to sit still and be quiet and really get into within our environment and be able to understand that. I was talking to somebody this week about it, and about some of the troubled times in my life and in their lives, and what they did to be able to kind of surface that, really get down into where their life was going, what they're going to be doing. And so often many of us experience these kind of things, and what they did and what I have done is really stop for a minute and think about the situation, right? Think about the situation that you're in, and then what can you do to propel yourself into another direction? How can you grab a hold of whatever that is and to be able to move forward in your life and what you want to accomplish? And then putting those things in place. I know we have talked about this subject before, but it is worth repeating. It is worth listening to time and time again, to be able to fill your well with positive information so that you can move forward. So knowing that you are in the driver's seat, you are the one that can take control of your life. You're the one that can move it forward into a positive direction. You can stay in the humdrum of where you're at now. And my mother, and I know I said this many times here on the station, my mother always said that you're where you're at because that's where you choose to be. That's where you really want to be. And if you want to be somewhere else, somewhere different, make it happen, right? Do something that can propel you into another arena into your life, another way of thought into your life, another experience into your life. And so if you don't want what's happening to you today and you want something better for yourself, you can create that simply by acknowledging the fact that you want change in your life. You want to create a shift in your life. And that's so very important to you. So the next one is create a vision for your future and review it daily. Here's the thing, and people don't do this often, is you want to create the vision. You want to look towards tomorrow, towards what you want, Let's say I have a son that's going to college. If he thought about it every single day, you know, and he has to because he has to think of the tasks on hand. But it's daunting, right? It's daunting to think you've got years ahead of you that you have to have education and to be able to get to the end of it. But if you can vision to the end of it, where you want to be, envision that you are embarking on your career, envision that you are creating a lifestyle for yourself that's going to be a positive direction, creating those kind of things that creates a mindset for you and creates a shift for you to be able to move positive. Then you can slowly, daily, look at all of the various factors that you need to do to be able to make that happen, right? And so that's what we want to do. So often, many of us are going through life changes, right? Our station here is built on those that are really struggling, that are moving forward in their lives, or even sometimes being stuck a little bit in their lives as to where they're going to be going. What are they going to be doing after a relationship loss? And so often it's hard for them to envision a life outside of the pain that they're actually experiencing now. But know that where you're at today is not where you're going to be tomorrow. You are not who you are, you know, who you are today. You're not going to be the same person tomorrow, because each day we grasp and we learn things and we experience things as we move forward, right? And we embrace things. And so we want to embrace our life as we're moving forward, as we're making that transition to be able to create this new life for us. So we want to envision where we want to be, right? I mean, how many people buy lottery tickets? How many people buy the dream, right? Spend a couple bucks and you buy the dream. And where do you see yourself? And we have this discussion a lot in our family, like, what would we do if we won, right? What would we do? Sometimes I wonder, is the joy in winning? I'd like to know, because I wouldn't mind winning, but also the joy of that transition, right? Of that vision of what it would be like. And so often our lives are created like that. We think about, what would it be like, if we were in love, if we met someone? What would it be like if we had the dream job? What would it be like if we, lived in an environment that we really, really wanted? And so we have to envision that. We have to put ourselves in that place to be able to think, what would it be like? We want to relish it. We want to live there for a little bit. And so once we do that, we know that we can create a path towards it. We just have to start creating our mindset shift so that we can make that happen. Absolutely. So then the next thing is to learn to be mindful of your thoughts. Now, this is a trick in itself, isn't it? Something that is not easily done. Be mindful of your thoughts. What are you thinking each and every day, each and every moment, right? We have that little voice in our head that always is coming up with the negative things. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. We have to step away from fear, right? Because fear is what holds us back. Fear holds us back from everything. If it holds us back from great jobs, it holds us back from relationships, it holds us back from really developing to be the person we truly are meant to be, right? And so what we want to do is create a mind shift, right? Create that shift within our minds that we are not allowing those negative thoughts to be able to creep into us. And if they do, we want to know what they are, right? We want to say to ourselves, you know what? This is just what that old saying, stinking thinking, right? This is just not going to get me anywhere. And so create a new scenario, create a new shift in that, And often this happens to us when we've experienced, tragedies in our lives and difficulties in our lives. We constantly go back into that painful area and think, oh, well, this isn't going to happen for me. I'm not going to be able to achieve this or whatever. But the reality is you can achieve anything you want. It's your mind that's allowing you to stop in its track. So we don't want that to happen. So we want to think about our mindset. We want to think about our thoughts each and every day. If something comes in negative into our mindset, we want to realize what it is and say, you know what, I'm going to push that aside and I'm going to think I can go forward with whatever it is that you want to achieve. And that definitely can be there for you. Focus on gratitude. I think this is one of the biggest things, and we talk about this a lot, many times, different ways, right here on the WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. We want to be thankful for what we have. We want to be thankful for what our future might hold for us. We want to be thankful for those around us. So when you're in that quiet time, maybe even sit down once a day and just jot down a couple things that you're thankful for that day. And it can be the simplest things of getting up in the morning, right? Because when we're going through very sad times in our life, sometimes it's really hard to just get up and start the friggin' day, isn't it? But sometimes we have to say to ourselves, we got to get up in order to move forward, right? We got to get in that shower and wash off, the negative part of us, right? And so we want to be thankful that we are able to do that. Maybe you don't live in the best house that you want to live in, but you've got the vision of something that's going to be better for you. Be thankful that you have that vision, right? That you can be able to move forward in your life and know that that's there for you. Surrounding yourself with really positive, uplifting people helps a great deal as you're going through difficulties in your life. When you're going through trials and being undecided as to what you want to achieve, right? So being with positive individuals, helping you move forward in your life certainly helps that. And you feed off that energy because it's that vibration level, right? So often when we're down and we're feeling uneasy about certain things, we feel like we can't make a shift in our lives, right? But when we're with positive people, we can get that vibration. We can feel that energy, and it creates a new shift for us. We have great shows here on the station, and we've got wonderful individuals that can lead you through some of those difficulties that you may have. So tune into some of these shows because I personally listen to them. I love them. The hosts are not only my friends, but they are my mentors. I move forward with them each and every time. And when I feel like I need a little bit of pickup, I go to one of the shows that we have and I listen to some of them. And I realize, you know what? I can achieve what it is that I want to achieve. The whole thing is that dream, right? Establishing that dream in your life and being able to work towards the dream. So the gratitude is so important to understand that we've got something, within our lives that is just untouchable, right? And it's only us that can create the expansion of that. And so let's grab a hold of that. Let's move forward in a positive way. Let's figure out how we can achieve all that we want and be thankful and treat people with the utmost of respect along the way, right? Embrace them as we move forward. And believe it or not, you will actually create the energy for them to also embrace positive in their lives. And what a wonderful thing that would be to create all of this positiveness around you and maybe even, going forward into other people. And so be very grateful for what you have, but also know that whatever is going to be coming for you in the future is something that you deserve. We don't always think that we deserve good things in our lives, but you deserve nothing but the best, right? Nothing but greatness that's within your life. And be thankful for that. Be thankful that you are allowed greatness to be able to come into your life and move forward in your life. So create those visions that maybe are reachable, attainable to you now, but also those visions that are out there, right? That's something that you think back in your mind, you think, oh, I would love to do this, but I'm not sure if I can do it. I have a friend that wants to, very close friend actually, that wants to jump out of a plane, right? And so his goal is to get himself in shape and have not only the physical, but the mental ability to be able to make this jump, right? To me, I think it's a little crazy because I would never in a million years have that vision to do that. But that's his vision, right? And he's working towards that and he's doing steps in order to achieve that. What a wonderful thing, you know. And so I'm grateful to listen to his journey, right? To listen to his vision, to see what he wants to do. And that inspires me to do some of the things that I would like to do, right? And so that's what we want to do. So every day, write down a couple things that would propel you or would help you and that you're grateful for and that you give thanks for and write those down. Even if they're a repeat from yesterday, write them down again, right? Write down things that you're grateful for. And that creates a shift in your mind into a positive way of thinking. Absolutely. Again, ponder the abundance around you. I think we talked about that. Ponder what is around you and what you're able to achieve to be able to move forward. And then, I want to share with you an article that I read, which inspired me to do this show. It's on Life Connections Counseling. It's a Center for Healthy Relationships, and it's the article's right there, and you can read it. And when I read it, I thought, man, you want to fill your well, right? I fill my well all the time. I read things, positive things. I watch positive videos. I listen to positive uh, talks or with individuals that I talk to. And so you want to discourage the negativeness in your life, right? And so remove those things from your life. So things that are negative to you, that are bringing you down, maybe they're people, maybe they're just things that people are saying. Like, for instance, I had an opportunity last night. We have a travel group that we went to go see, and this gentleman that was there, I love him. He's a wonderful individual, very sweet man. But then we were talking about, we're a little constant, we're talking about the vaccine, whether, people are vaccinated, not vaccinated, and then about the world today and whatever. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. I can't change the world. I can't. And I can get sucked into the negativeness of that. But what I can change is me and my way of thinking and how I'm going to be stepping out. And so I'm hoping that if I can keep myself in a positive way, do the right things, be kind to other people, be respectful, move forward in the way that I feel mankind should do, then that helps, right? The center of the world. That helps move forward in that. And so if we all start thinking about that, instead of thinking that we're doomed and that everything, the world's, shifting and all this stuff is happening. And maybe it is. I'm not saying, I have no idea, but all I know is that in my world, my center of gravity, myself, I can control that, right? I can't control all the other stuff. I can't control what's going on in the news and all of this stuff that's happening around me. I know that I can do the very best I can for myself, and I can encourage others around me to be positive, and I can start and taking those baby steps and moving forward. So control, the thinking that's within your environment. Control of that. If you need to get off the news, get off the news, right? And some people kind of laugh at me because I say, hey, if I can't control it, if I can't make that change, I don't want to go there with it. And so I want to stay within, and maybe it's a bubble I live in, I don't know, but I want to stay in my environment where I can change it to the positive. I want to change my life and create goodness around me and around those I touch and around those that are in my circle, that I can grow my circle bigger and bigger and bigger. And maybe then I can make a change in the world, right? So it's all about your mindset. It's all about what you want to create in your life and how you want to move forward in your life. Wouldn't you want to be with somebody that's uplifting and positive and sees life as a wonderful experience? Wouldn't you want to be with somebody like that? Or would you want to be with somebody on the opposite? So ask yourself that. And if that's what you want, if you're saying to yourself, yeah, I'd love to be next to somebody like that, I'd love to be in their company, I'd love to ride on that energy, then be that for yourself, right? You want to be that for yourself. And so that's very, very important to you. So you want to tend to this each and every day. Think about your heart, your body, your mind, your soul, right? You want to start living your life like as if it's a temple. And I'm the world's worst. I'm telling you, I'm really bad about the food that I eat and the exercise that I do. And I'm not saying that you know, beat yourself up over what you do and what you don't do. But what I'm saying is that each day you can take a little step, right? To make something more positive, to eat a little bit healthier, to do a little bit more exercise, to make your mental being a little bit more positive, have great gratefulness around those that are around you. Try to be a little bit uplifting for those around you. So those kind of things. So you just do it in baby steps, right? And next thing you know, shoot, you'll be jumping out of a plane. So you want to definitely keep yourself into that level. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up, and then I'm going to share with you some great information that we have, and I can't wait to do that. So stick around here. We're going to be on a quick break, and we'll be right back.
When parents get divorced.
Well, welcome back. This is WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. You guys are listening to the Going Solo with Cece show, and I want to thank you so much for joining us here today. I am Cece Shatz. I am the Doyenne of relationship building. I am a divorce, dating, and a life coach. I connect singles through our wonderful site. It's called Going Solo Network. You can see that at goingsolonetwork.com. We have several websites within the Going Solo Network, and you're welcome to join those. Anyone that can't afford it, let me know, and I will certainly give you a code in which that you can go in, because what's important to us is that we connect with each other. And so our show here today is sponsored by goingsolocommunity.com and meettherightone.com. They're brand new sites out there. I am affiliated with both of those. Going Solo Community is a singles community, and it takes you through the divorce and through the transition of really stepping into your new life of being single and possibly dating again. So we talk about a lot of different things like that. There's groups on there in which to join. And then you've got Meet the Right One, which is a dating community, something totally different and unique out there. And I'd like for you to join that and join me there on the site as one of the coaches that support the site. So we're talking today about 10 ways to shift your mindset to living a positive life. You know, this topic was very important to me, and it has been important in my life because I have suffered a lot of changes, right? A lot of difficulties that, I wonder, how am I going to get through? And I made up my mind within those difficulties that I could either be grumpy, and mean, and as my kids say, right? Or I can decide that I want to embrace my life and make it a positive experience and be in touch with my friends and really live a full life. And so by doing that, I had to think about what was happening not only in my environment, but what was happening within myself, right? Within my mindset. And so this is why I wanted to be able to share with this topic with you. And I've talked to you about a positive mindset several times in different ways, right? Because I think we learn in different ways. What we hear today may not be something that we could actually grasp because we're going through certain things, but sometimes when we hear it a different way, all right, then it captures us, and that we're able to grasp it and move forward in it. Sometimes we got to listen to it a few times to be able to grasp it, right? Because we're just not at that place where we can actually learn from it. And I know at the beginning of some of the things that I was going through, I didn't really want to hear anything about being positive. I just was just thinking that nothing was going right in my life. But then I realized, you know what? I'm here today and there's some sort of lesson I'm supposed to learn. I'm supposed to be able to move forward in my life. There's something that in order for me to move forward, I have to learn something along the way. And what I learned is that I had to be positive, right? I had to shift that mindset to be able to grasp being positive. And so some of these things we've talked about here today is some of the things that I had to learn to do. And I want to share that with you because I'd like for you to be able to also feel the same way. And the very first thing we talked about was get help and support. Connect yourself with people that can help you, that can listen to what your situation is, and that can give you some really good, solid advice to be able to move forward. Also, take ownership of your life. You're the one in control. You're in the driver's seat, right? So you can do this. You want to be able to take ownership and say, you know what? I'm not the victim of this, but I want to be able to move forward. I want to have the courage, and I'm going to take ownership of my life and be able to move forward. Then the next thing was create a vision for your future and review it daily, right? Create that vision that where you want to go. And sometimes we have to do it in baby steps, but we want to review it daily because we want to keep that positive momentum going, right? That vibration going within our lives. Because as we move forward and we lift our vibration, we attract those to us, right? So if we want to keep our humdrum, you know, bad vibrations down there, we're going to attract those kind of individuals to us. But when we raise our vibration, we start attracting people at the same level. So you want to keep your vibration going, keep it high, keep it up there. And so you want to create a vision for your future and review it daily. Learn to be mindful of your thoughts. You're the one that's creating negative thoughts within yourself, right? And so when that little voice pops up in your head, you want to be the one to say, hey, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to move forward, right? I'm going to be positive. And you can do that in various different ways. You can put notes on, get a little sticky notes and write inspirational stuff. You can read inspirational stuff. I feel your body should be like a temple, and you need to read things, hear things, experience positive things to be able to keep moving forward in your life. Focus on gratitude. We need to all be thankful for what we have and be thankful for what is going to come into our lives. And so by creating gratitude and thankfulness, it certainly is uplifting to us. Ponder the abundance around you. Think about all the wonderful things that are around you, your wonderful friends, sunshine. I live in Florida, so we got a great deal of sunshine. And when it rains, we're thankful because it actually makes it a little cooler here. And it breaks that, humidity feeling. So even when it rains, we're happy with that. And so you want to be thankful for the stars in the sky. You want to be thankful for, all of those that inspire you and move forward. And you want to be thankful that you have a life that you could actually move forward in, right? That you can actually have those visions and those dreams and you can move towards them. And you want to be able to do that. You want to create, your mentally, encourage your mental daily. You want to make sure you focus on that daily. And then as we were about ready to take the break, we were talking about really your body, your heart, your mind, your spirit. You want to be able to inspire that. You want to be able to nourish that and to be able to go forward. So within your body, start getting in shape, start doing some exercises, doing some various things. And I tell you, I'm the world's worst, so I'm right with you. So but you want to start creating that, eating maybe a little bit better, but just do it baby steps. Just Andrea, I love her dearly. She's the one that gave us that. Do everything in baby steps, and you accumulate those baby steps, and next thing you know, you've taken the big leap, right? And so it's wonderful to be able to do that. Your heart, you want to keep your heart pure, right? You want to be able to. Your mind is actually attached to your heart at times, and so you want to keep the things that are in your mind. Going in a positive direction, knowing that you can do it, and you want to keep your heart pure to be able to know that you can actually achieve things that you want to do. And your spirit, you want to keep your spirit alive and keep it moving and keep it active. And so you want to, if you believe in a higher being, you want to honor that and respect that as you move forward, and that embrace that. And I believe in God, and so I embrace that. And if you want to join me, I go to church here in Clearwater. We've got a wonderful church, the Greater Grace Church, and we go on Sundays at 10:30. I'm usually there around 10 because I'm always late, so I tell myself 10. And so we meet there and we have a great time with Pastor Chuck Brookie, and we do have his shows here on our network now, or we call them shows, right? But they're sermons, right? We have them on here, but you can join us there, and we do a lot of other things too to help us keep our spirit alive and keep it moving, keep it generating. So you're welcome to join us with that. And I'd love to see you there at church. So if you'd love to go with me on Sundays, that would be awesome. There's also a Bible study on Thursdays, but I'm working here doing the show, so we can't do that on Thursdays. So you want to work on that. And here's the last thing I want to share with you, and then we'll talk a little bit about what I'm doing and what I've been doing, because I like to embrace you with that, because the audience, you guys, the listeners, have really been a huge part of my life. And so I always want to be able to keep in touch with what's happening, not only with you, but with me. But here it is. You want to create a narrative, right? A narrative that empowers you. And so you want to create your story. Do we ever talk about that? Do we ever talk about our journeys, our stories, right? So you want to narrate that. So the visions that you are embarking on, the ones that you are putting out there and laying forth in your life for you, you're creating a narrative for your life. You're creating that journey for your life. So you want to be able to be the one that's in the driver's seat for that. So when you look back on your life, number one, that you did this yourself. You created this life yourself, right? What a wonderful thing that is. But then you also know that the difficulties that you had within your life, you were able to overcome. And you were able to do that in a positive way, in a positive mindset. And you're able to share that with other people as you move forward. And what a wonderful thing that would be. So create a narrative of your life, one that you want to not only step forward in, to live through, but can look back on, right? And so that would be a wonderful, beautiful thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. We talked about the 10 ways to shift your mindset to living a positive life. You'll hear this subject over and over from me again because it's one that I live by and it's one that's so important to me. And believe me, I'm just like you. I have that stinking thinking at times, right? I have that self doubt, some of those things that kind of stop me in my tracks. But we know that in order to move forward, we have to create a mindset for ourselves. We have to move forward. So, by doing that, I want to share with you that I just came back from vacation and I loved it. I visited my wonderful son and family and my grandkids. I had a great time. And, my boyfriend, my partner came with me, and we had a wonderful time together. It was really super. And so I hope you guys this summer, and I hope I'm not dating the show, but this summer, I hope that you take some time out for yourself and your families and enjoy some really good time. I want to share with you, we've got a lot of really fun things that are happening. We've got some events. We just did the travel group last night. So if you haven't joined that, make sure you join it. Going Solo Travelers. We're starting to book some events and doing some things because we're feeling that, I know that we have to be safe with COVID, but we are thinking, let's move out. Let's get moving on with our lives a little bit. So we've planned a few things. There's a couple cruises that are already booked on the website, so you guys can join with those if you're interested in it. But we are doing some fun things. We're going to be doing here in Florida a beach hop. So we're going to be traveling some beaches on the weekends and enjoying some of that sunshine. And some other things, maybe we're thinking about going to Georgia and Asheville and some different things like that. So if you would like to travel with us, we don't care where you live. If you want to travel with us, we'd love to have you. So just join the Going Solo Travelers. And of course, you know that our show here is sponsored by the Going Solo community and the Meet the Right One .com. And so that's a dating community. So I hope that you'll join those. We've got activities and things that are going to be happening within those groups. And we want you to be able to experience some of the fun and joy with us too on those. So when in doubt, think positive, right? When you're looking at some of those things in life that are a little bit of a challenge, just turn it upside down and think positive about it. I often buy a lottery ticket and Powerball or whatever, right? And it's funny, and I will share with you that I don't always look at the numbers. I keep the tickets. Why? Because I want to think that I'm always a winner. And so that's what you are. And so I hope that you enjoyed the show here today. I love you, and it's so great being with you guys. I know I have been off a little bit doing some different things, but we're building a lot here on the Going Solo Network. So just check out goingsolonetwork.com. We've got all of our information on there. And the Going Solo Media, we're on Roku now, or Roku. I think I say it wrong always, but Roku, and we're exploding. And I want to thank you for that, because without you, we would not be here. And so we want to embrace you and thank you. And we want to be here for you. So let's make sure that we all work together on making the life that we want, right? And if I can help you with any way, please let me know. Just email me at Going Solo. I'll put my information up here for you. Just email me at goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. I read all of your emails and I love to get them, and I want to thank you for that. Our website for all the media is goingsolomedia.com. You can find all of our great shows on there. We're on pretty much all the podcasting stations. We're on, like I said, we're on Roku, we're on Amazon TV, we're just like all over. We're on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. So please join us. And then all of our information, when in doubt, just look at goingsolonetwork.com, and everything is right there on the site. But please join us on our brand new sites, Going Solo Community and meettherightone.com. I think they're very different, very unique. They're communities, so which means a connection for you. And that's what we're all about here on the Going Solo Network. We're all about connecting with each other, helping each other through, keeping that mindset of being positive and really uniting in friendship. So we hope that you enjoy this as much as I do. I love you so much. It is so great having you here. I am Cece Shatz, the Doyenne of relationship building. I'm a divorce, dating, and a life coach. I'll help you any way you need. Just give me a shout out and connect with me. I hope you enjoyed the show here today, Going Solo with Cece on WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, radio, TV, and podcast. We are the #1 internet singles talk network. We stand alone with that, and we're very proud of being here with you each and every time. So I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.